You know what the front desk of a clinic is like, right? It's just this constant juggle of phones ringing, paperwork piling up, and patients waiting. But what if a new team member could step in and handle all that chaos? And I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about an AI. Now, this isn't some far-off sci-fi idea. It's a huge shift that's happening right now, and it's completely changing what a clinical workflow even looks like. So, a perfect example of this is a technology called MedAI. It's designed to be, well, an AI receptionist, right on the front lines of a clinic. But as soon as you use a phrase like AI receptionist, especially to the amazing staff who are the heart of that front desk, you can almost see the exact same question pop into everyone's mind. And there it is. Is this here to replace me? It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? It's the number one concern, and honestly, it's a totally natural reaction when you hear that some piece of tech is being built to do parts of your job. It's a real question, and it absolutely deserves a straight answer. So let's just tackle this head on. This whole replacement question is the most important part of the entire conversation. We're going to look at what the source material has to say about this fear versus the reality of bringing a tool like this into the clinic. Okay, this right here frames the whole discussion. The fear, of course, is that AI is coming to replace my job. But the reality, at least according to the source, is a total shift in how we think about this. The idea is that AI is here to handle tasks. And that difference, the difference between a whole job and the individual tasks within that job, that is the key to understanding everything. And you know what? It gets even more interesting. The source material makes this really bold claim. Not only does replacement not happen, but the opposite is what tends to happen. I mean, that's a pretty powerful statement, right? It completely flips that initial fear on its head. So what on earth does the opposite actually look like? Well, it looks like a massive shift in focus. We're moving away from this idea of replacing people and moving toward completely redesigning the workflow. It's all about changing what the human staff spends their valuable time and, let's be honest, their valuable energy on all day long. This quote really just gets right to the heart of it. The goal isn't to take your job, but to take the parts of your job you probably can't stand anyway. I mean, think about it. Every single role has those thankless, super tedious parts. This technology is designed to hunt those down and take them off your plates, freeing you up for the work that actually matters. So how does this actually play out? It's really just a simple two-step process. First, the AI gets assigned all those high-volume repetitive tasks, the things it can do over and over again, consistently and without getting bored. And second, and this is the important part, that frees up the human staff to focus on the more complex, more meaningful, patient-facing work that, requires a human touch. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does it actually feel like on a Tuesday afternoon? Let's talk about the day-to-day difference and see how this really changes the daily routine for a front office team. This is where you can really see the change. All of a sudden, the phone isn't ringing off the hook with people asking about clinic hours or directions. Staff can actually give their full attention to the patient standing right in front of them, instead of being pulled in 10 different directions at once. And just imagine this for a second, not being stuck on hold with insurance companies or pharmacies. All of that time is just given back to you. And when you start adding up all those little changes, fewer interruptions, less time on hold, way fewer repetitive questions, the total impact is huge. The day just starts to feel manageable again. That constant feeling of frantic multitasking finally starts to calm down. And really, the ultimate outcome here is a direct attack on one of the biggest crises in healthcare today, staff burnout. By systematically taking the most draining, repetitive administrative tasks off the table, the data suggests that feeling of being completely overwhelmed starts to shrink. It's a real, tangible way to fight back against the things that make great people leave this profession. So all of this leads to a totally new way of thinking about the relationship between people and technology in a clinic. It's not a competition. The source actually describes it as a new symbiosis, a real partnership. So what does this symbiosis mean? Well, it's a relationship where everybody plays to their strengths. The AI is amazing at handling data, repetition, and speed. The clinical staff, they excel at empathy, critical thinking, and providing that nuanced care that patients need. They work together, each one covering the other's weaknesses and making the other's strengths even stronger. So let's end this by just reframing the whole conversation. We started out by asking, will AI take my job? But maybe, just maybe, the much better question to ask is, what could I accomplish if the most frustrating, repetitive parts of my job simply vanished? That shift in thinking, from fear to possibility, well, that's what this is all about.